Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Gen Me, a podcast for Gen Z by Gen Z. And today I have my friend and TikTok star, Shea Durazzo. Welcome, Shea.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
I know. So this is also his first podcast. I had a guest on here before, so I took their virginity. So I'm taking your podcasting virginity.
Oh my gosh, I know. I can't believe I'm a podcast virgin.
I know.
Like
You've been in the game for so long.
I know. I'm very happy to be here. Very excited.
So tell us, what do you do?
What do I do? Gosh, well, I had something to do when I was in school, and now I just kind of vibe. I think it's still weird for me to say I'm a TikToker full time, but that's kind of what I do every day. I'm just constantly filming content, editing content, communicating with brands. It's the weirdest
It's a
job
dream,
ever.
though. I feel like so many people aspire just to do that, be able to do that full time. But for those of you that don't know, Shea has over 3 million followers on TikTok. He just hit 3 million, I believe, like last month.
Literally last month.
Welcome. welcome.
you.
Oh my God. Congratulations.
Thank
welcome
you.
and congratulations.
Thank you.
So how did you first get started on TikTok?
Oh my gosh. I like to say it runs in the family, kind of.
Okay.
My cousin is very successful. He was successful on Vine. Then he took it to YouTube.
Spill.
Yeah, Brent Rivera. I mean,
Brent Rivera's your cousin?
Yeah, first cousin.
No way.
Yeah, we used to make vlogs when we were like 8 and just
Okay.
for fun. And then he started posting them and was able to market and monetize this entire, like, I almost call it like a TV show is what he's done with his like little squad of people.
He was huge on Vine.
Huge.
I mean,
on
I bet
Vine.
he's still huge now, but
He
like
just hit 20 million on YouTube literally yesterday. Yeah. So he's killing it. And I think just working with him and kind of being introduced to that world when I was like 13
Yeah.
and then helping my little sister do kind of the same thing. It's just all kind of fallen into our lap.
So all of you guys do social media?
Pretty much. Yeah.
So who in the family, which one of your parents is like it has to come from one of like someone.
Gosh. My parents are very theatrical people.
Got it. So that's where it comes from.
We all grew up dancing. My mom was a professional dancer. My dad was a singer. So like we're very like, we did all of that. And I think that translates really well to social media because you feel like you're already performing.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why not film it?
You're like performing without an audience.
Yeah.
And people will make fun of you, but they make fun of you until you're...
Make fun of yourself too.
Yeah.
I think like going back, obviously it runs in the family. So we did know what we were doing. But when quarantine hit, I think we were just so bored. And we were like, why not just post, dance videos every day and see what happens? And it kind of took off. So now it's my job.
So was it your first video that you posted like that just blew up, or it was like a steady like following?
Oh, it was definitely a steady increase. I had it like a catalyst when everyone started getting TikTok. I did a video with David Dobrik with Justin Bieber.
Wait, you were with David Dobrik and Justin Bieber?
Yeah.
How?
Okay, so this is the funniest story. I was at the Alpha Phi House at UCLA, and David Dobrik pulls up and was like, I just need a couple people if you want to be in a video. And I was like, hello.
He just randomly just walked
Randomly.
up?
I mean, like he kind of came to UCLA like all the time when he was in his like peak of YouTube. So it was like, yeah, I'll do it. I get in the car.
Casual.
Yeah, he starts asking me questions. He's like, I'm just asking you questions about pop culture. He's like, what do you think of like Billie Eilish? What do you think of these people? And then he said, what do you think about Justin Bieber? And I was like, I love him, but his new song "Yummy" is just not it. Like
and did he pop out from behind?
He popped up from right behind me.
Shut the fuck up.
I was gagged. Like I wow. And I was 19 at the time. So yeah. And then it blew up on YouTube. I think on Twitter it blew up too. So I started capitalizing on it on TikTok before I had any followers and woke up to like 100,000 followers.
Just from that
one
video. What would
video.
you post to capitalize on it?
I think it was like it was a video. Oh God, how'd it go? It was like a trend where it was like I had him first or something, like watch your back at Selena Gomez or something. And then I did like pictures of me and Justin Bieber.
And that got you 100K?
Yeah, in like overnight. I think that was back when like TikTok, it was like you had a viral video, you could 100% have a career. And then from there, instead of just like, I feel like people have a viral hit and then they kind of fizzle out. I think me and my sister kind of found our niche in our market. And we just grew from there. I think at one point we were growing like 20,000 followers a day during quarantine. It was absurd. Yeah. And we had no idea what to do with any of it. We were just like, we're having fun.
Yeah. So when did like the brand partnerships start to enter? Because I know at the very beginning of TikTok, like everyone was just like, especially like companies were like so confused as to like, how do we capitalize on this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think, like I said, it kind of ran in the family. I would get deals through Bryce, who is Brent's older sister or older brother. And that's how it started. But it started on Instagram when the TikTok followers came in. Because like I said, I don't think brands knew how to navigate the platform yet.
Right.
My first big one was with Walmart.
Okay.
And it was just an Instagram
Was this
campaign.
during COVID, like during quarantine?
Yeah, it was like getting students back into school, but no one was on campus. So, but they like furnished my whole apartment, and it was like a good introduction into like working with a brand. And I was just so excited to get a brand deal. I was like, wow, this is great. And now I think it's more important to have like collaborations with brands. I think they know more like if they're going to hire an influencer, they want what the influencer brings to the table. Like they want that audience and that connection. They don't just want to slap their name on like some random campaign.
And I think like all these social media people that work at big companies, like I work at Good American and I'm in charge. I like help run the socials there. And like when we do influencer partnerships, like it's so important that's me, like I'm doing that, or I'm like picking out which people to choose, because like I'm Gen Z, like I know what will work on TikTok.
100%.
And I feel like all these companies have started to hire younger people to kind of brand their company, make it seem like cool or like trendy, because you don't want like a 40-year-old like doing a TikTok partnership.
Yeah. And you want it to feel authentic. You
100%.
don't want, I personally, I know my sister and my cousin and pretty much everyone that I've worked with on social media feels like if they're going to do a partnership, it has to be authentic and it needs to be a brand that I already know of or use or endorsed before they came to me. I think that's something that our followers can also feel is like we're promoting a brand that we support.
Yeah. Have you ever had to like turn down a partnership just because you didn't like the...
All the time.
Really?
I won't say any brands, but like personally, me and my sister, we go to Starbucks every morning. We did that since quarantine. It's one of like our main content focuses. And I've been approached by, companies that aren't Starbucks. And
you don't want to cheat on Starbucks.
I can't cheat on Starbucks. Yeah. It's my favorite brand.
Has Starbucks reached out? I've never seen a Starbucks brand.
They don't do them often.
Like a collab. Like
I know. But I would love Starbucks. I go
what
every
would you
morning.
want? Would you want like your own drink, like the Shea drink?
Everyone asks about my drink all the time, and it's pretty simple. It's just a venti vanilla iced coffee with extra breve, extra caramel drizzle, and light ice. And I think we could totally brand that.
I think you should.
It's so good too. It's like a milkshake every morning.
Or start like a. Oh, I also feel like Starbucks doesn't really need.
They don't
like more.
Well, there's one on every corner.
Literally, like they don't need more demand. But I would definitely like if I was Starbucks, like start like a hashtag and like a dance and like hire guys like the dance there.
I'm gonna write that down. Starbucks, I'm coming for you.
Yeah. Watch your purse, Starbucks. So you still post dancing videos? Is that like your main thing now, or have you branched out to more like lifestyle or comedy or vlogs? Or
I think I'm branching out into lifestyle. I think now that we have such a loyal fan base for the sibling dances, and now that Nicolette's not a child anymore, she's in high school. I think we're both trying to be let people into our more authentic lives and show the day-to-day kind of stuff for both of us. I mean, she's 15 now. I just turned 22. I have so many different subcategories that I can, let my followers into, LGBTQ, 20s, school, post-grad, all that kind of stuff that I'm just starting to let my followers in on. I just started a new series called Shea's Gay Adventures, and it's like a daily vlog. That. Yeah, I mean, they're just fun kind of for me too to do and just see what I do through my day-to-day. But it's also kind of crazy. Like I am everywhere. I've been in like 4 states in the last week. Like
Wyoming.
Literally Wyoming, Utah,
New York.
New York. It's crazy. Florida. So just letting my followers kind of follow along and see what I do in my day-to-day. I think that's really fulfilling and it's authentic for me.
And I feel like people live through you because you have like such an infectious personality. Like you're so like uplifting. You're like have like such like a you're just like attract people. So I was walking literally like last month with my friend. I was visiting my friend Sydney in New York.
This is a true story, actually.
Everything on this podcast is a true story. And we're just walking, like literally in the middle of New York. And I cross a street and like I literally bump into them. And it's literally Shea and like 3 of his friends and Nolan. So Shea and Nolan, my friends too. And just like literally, like what are the odds that I run into you in the middle of New York City when we both live in like LA?
I know. That was the weirdest thing. I forget what you said, but I was like, who is yelling at us right now?
Yeah, no, I like spook them. I love scaring people. So once you hit 3 million followers, how big of a milestone? Like, what did that mean to you?
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. I think every milestone is pretty surreal. Like when I hit 1 million, it was like, oh my gosh.
When did you hit 1 million?
I think it was end of 2020 summer, August 2021 or August 2020. Yes, I remember. It was the same time as my breakup, coincidentally.
You had to drop one and gain the other.
Exactly. But I think that was when things started to become a little more real. And it was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like you go from dancing in your living room and you think a couple people are like, that's cute. That's funny. And then you realize, wow, a lot of people are starting to care. And that's when it gets
so much.
It's crazy. I mean, now online, it's like, oh, you have 1 million. But like if 1 million people walk through that door, you're like, crap, that's crazy.
You need a big door.
It's a huge door.
How does that translate to real life?
Oh my gosh.
Like, do you get stopped in the street?
Occasionally, we had the weirdest thing happen. Disney World and Disneyland are like the place. Like that's where like my fan base. I feel like a lot of like
okay, because I just posted a Disney World I kind of made fun of Disneyland adults.
I'm fully a Disney adult and I make fun
I'm
of them
so
too.
sorry. Well, I got canceled on TikTok.
Did you really?
So many hate comments.
The
Sorry.
algorithm did you dirty.
Proceed.
No, but like I did the same thing. I did the same thing when I was in Disney World. But it was weird because like I would start to notice we were on a VIP tour, so that was like good. We kind of got like to bust around, but like everywhere, all the little kids, like the little girls of my fan base, are a lot of like 12, 11 kind of ish, Nicolette's age, were like freaking out, and I was
Isn't
like,
Nicolette in high school?
yeah, but like she still looks young. We still have like a pretty young
12?
fan base. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's my target. Like my target.
Oh,
audience.
I thought you said your sister looks 12.
She kind of still does.
Okay.
But it was just weird, like walking through Disneyland and you see all these people kind of turn their head and it's like, this is really, really weird. Yeah. This is weird. And then we were at the boardwalk. I was just with Mark, my boyfriend. And this mom pulled up like a picture on my Instagram. Was like, is this you? And like, then all of a sudden they start pouring in. Yeah, it's been crazy. I love meeting my followers and supporters. I think it's the cutest thing ever. And they're always so sweet. So you guys can keep coming up and saying hi. It's like very cute.
It's just like, they feel like, I mean, they do know you. Like they know, you mean you're so public and you kind of just like share almost every like inch of your life on social media. So it's like
so much. Everyone gets to know you, and I love getting to know them. I think it's so sweet.
Yeah,
it makes me really happy. I haven't had a bad experience with that yet. It's still
Don't say yet.
Oh my god.
No, it's not gonna come.
It's still very surreal. I think VidCon was when it really hit. That I was like,
so you went to VidCon?
Mm-hmm, okay. I did. Yeah, I was supposed to be in Utah, but plans changed. She came back. She went to VidCon. It was great. I got to meet a bunch of my followers and I got to meet a bunch of other creators. And it just really, that's when I think it finally clicked. It was like, you have a space in this market and your voice is being heard and people are responding positively. And that's when I kind of was like, okay, I have a responsibility now and it's time to, take it seriously.
Did you have like a meet and greet station?
I did not. I wasn't registered with VidCon to be a featured creator. It was so last minute. I was shocked that my manager was able to get me in, but I just went for the last day and it was crazy. It was so fun. Yeah.
What's like the craziest moment of VidCon?
Well, Spotify shut down Disneyland at night for all the creators. And that was really, really fun. And then they also had SZA perform. So seeing SZA was really cool. Oh my God. Yeah. And just meeting everyone. Like, it's so crazy because you have like a mutual online and then you get to see them face to face and you guys actually hit it off. It's so cool. It's the coolest thing.
Well, before we go in further, I have a segment on my show where we try alcohol. So we are both over 21.
I'm 22.
I'm 22 too.
Gosh,
Alexa played 22 by Taylor Swift. This is Barefoot Hard Seltzer. It's a peach and nectarine wine-based seltzer. I've never tried a wine-based seltzer, so cheers, queers. Yeah,
cheers, queers.
We always gotta cheers it.
I love an ASMR moment.
Oh, I gotta cheers it.
I don't want to. It's gonna squirt. Oh, that was good. I'm so excited. Cheers.
Cheers, queers.
Cheers, queers. 70 calories? You're lying.
Skinny.
This is delish. I used to love their Moscato.
I love Moscato. It's just white wine, sparkling water, and natural flavors.
This is very, yeah, I'm big fan.
So what did you study? You just graduated UCLA.
I did.
What did you study at UCLA?
I was a double major in dance and political science.
So are you like gonna go to like foreign countries and try to like dance to persuade the government to change?
Yes, I'm gonna be a tap dancing lawyer. No. I originally went into UCLA thinking I wanted to double major and graduate in 3 years and go straight to law school.
Got it.
So like I worked for my first year down. I worked for Kamala Harris on her social media team in Brentwood. Yeah,
that's insane.
Our current vice president.
Before she was elected.
This was on the campaign trail, but she was still a senator. So we were running her Senate side of stuff.
So no dancing videos for Kamala.
No dancing videos
Kamala,
for Kamala.
We need to get on the Renegade.
It was so surreal working in a government office. Like you just I was really, really discouraged of how little you can do as a political employee. Like it's really, your hands are kind of tied.
Really?
And everyone in the office is just looking for the next, opportunity.
How did you feel discouraged?
Well, I knew that I didn't want to be in politics anymore. So the next summer I was a paralegal assistant at a firm for estate planning.
It's giving Legally Blonde.
It's giving Legally Blonde. I did part-time 2 times a week. And I didn't really love that either. Nothing really spoke to me. And I kind of felt like I was capable of doing more in whatever sphere I wanted to go into, whether that be political or performance or social media or whatever. So I finished my last year of school and then I took a dance job in Utah. And it was a great experience, but kind of same thing. I feel like I can get stuck when I'm not my own boss. I feel like even social media now, you can do so much for political change when you have a platform. So that's something that I'm more interested in making that change instead of working for someone else and not really going
Right.
anywhere.
I feel like you're kind of, you outgrew working for someone else in a way.
Totally.
Like now at this point, you're working for your own brand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of something like I mean, I don't obviously have anywhere near like the amount of followers that you have yet. But
Gonna get there.
like I want to be a TV host when I'm older.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like every time I work for something or someone, like, yes, I learn a lot and it's interesting, but like at the end of the day, I'm just like, I don't know if this is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, and
it's kind of scary though, because like you're just like, that's taking a big risk of like not being employed by like a big company per se. So you just like really have to bank on yourself, and like
trust yourself.
There's like such a big amount of confidence that comes in that.
Oh yeah, it's a giant leap, and I'm still scared every day. But what I keep reminding myself is that, you know, we're so young and we have all these skills, and you just need to be confident in yourself, and you can continue to evolve. You know, even if you're like in your 30s and stuff, you can keep changing what you want to do and where your passions lie.
So what are you doing now?
Oh, what am I doing now? I am a full-time influencer.
So what does that entail?
Yeah, I mean, I go to events pretty much all week long for different brands, get to experience a lot of brands, build those partnerships, which is really important now. If you're in the influencing sphere, you want to get to know brands on a more personal level. And then you can kind of see, okay, do your, you know, missions align? Is this a brand that you'd be considered working with? Is this a brand that you don't want to work with anymore?
So you go to like PR events?
Pretty much, yeah. Okay. I've also gotten really into like fitness, which is exciting. So
you love your Berries boot camp.
I love a Berries boot camp.
You need to be sponsored by them.
I know.
You literally go all the time.
I go all the time, but not like other fitness brands are reaching out, and I'm going to some of those events and going and trying other fitness classes. So it's just kind of experimental right now, seeing what brands I want to work with and where I want to align myself, and then also just finding my own personal brand online is something that once you're full time, you can actually.
It's very fluid, also. Like
totally. You have to evolve on social media. If I did the same thing every single day, you know, eventually it's going to get old and people aren't going to care anymore. So if you want to stay relevant and inspired to create, I think you need to be open to changing. Yeah.
So when you go to these events, when you say you want to like build partnerships with the brand, what do you just like show face there? Or, like, do you speak to like the executives of like the brand and just like try to make a deal?
Well, I think there's two different types of people in LA. I think there's the people that just kind of do show face and they're like, all right, I'm here.
Just like post.
Yeah, this was cute. And then I think there's the people who really are genuinely curious about like, why did this brand invite me to this event? And where can we align? And I think that's what I've recently gotten more into, especially I think making the jump to full-time influencing, that's something that's more important to you. So yeah, I am talking to like the CEOs and the event managers.
That's amazing.
And it's been really, really cool and eye-opening. Like you get to know what the brands are looking for and they get to know what you want in a partnership.
You learn so much about like business also.
Totally. I was not a business major. I did not know anything about business, but I'm learning about it. Yeah, it's great.
So I saw that you're represented by Digital Brand Architects and United Talent.
Yes, I think they're kind of intertwined, but I just signed with DBA and it was the best decision I've ever made.
So then is being a full-time influencer sustainable?
I think yes. I think in this day and age, it's still something that like my professional peers are like, what are you doing? Like that's so dumb. But I think it's not only sustainable, but it's also like you can really make change and do things that you're passionate about that you wouldn't have been able to do if you didn't go full-time.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely like you have like an amount of freedom because you're not really tied to like going somewhere from like every day from like 9 to 5.
Yeah, you work for yourself. It's great. It's really, really cool.
So what would you say was like has been like the coolest opportunities you've got to do from social media?
Wow. I love going to events. So I think whenever I get invited to an event, I'm like, wow.
What's the coolest event?
Oh my gosh. The Spotify ones are so fun.
Really?
Those ones are really great. I got to see Gwen Stefani like this close to her, which was cool. My God. The SZA one was great. Lizzo did the Halloween one. Like it was, Spotify does a good job. But I think on partnership wise, getting to do Pride campaigns for the first time was amazing. I got to work with Amazon this year on a Pride campaign, and it was for Amazon Fashion. And I shop on Amazon all day long, every day. So to get to work with a brand. I love
a good Amazon Prime. Same day delivery.
Same day delivery.
Gets me horny.
It was great. So I got to pick out my Pride outfits through Amazon, which I was literally going to do anyways. So I think that collaboration felt very authentic and it just made sense. And that was probably my biggest campaign that I've done so far. It was really cool to get to do.
And how was it like being like an LGBTQ plus influencer?
Well, girl, I came out when I was 11, so it's kind of the only thing that I know. Yeah, I don't.
You came out when you were 11?
Yeah.
How did you know you were gay at 11?
Girl, I knew since I was like 4 years old. I mean, I don't think I knew what it was, but just you find out when people are starting to like girls or you know, people have crushes and that just doesn't happen for you, you know something's up. So once I was able to kind of hone in on it and define it, it was no question of like, why would you not?
So did you like...
Do you want to hear the coming out story?
Please.
It is kooky.
We should do like a Dora Explorer moment. Do you guys want to hear the coming out story? Okay, we're gonna...
It's just silence, crickets. I was 11. It was the last day of 7th grade, and Ask FM was really, really big at the time.
Okay.
It was the moment, and like everyone was just getting smartphones, so like it was the thing to do. So I asked myself before the last day of school in 7th grade, "Are you gay?" And then I responded with, "Yeah, LOL." This is all real, and you can still look it up on Ask FM. It's the funniest thing ever. Then I went to school, and I just really like... Everyone was coming up to me and like, just like, "Is this real? Is this real?" I was like, "Yes."
You're like, my shirt from Amazon Fashion. Pride collection.
I wore a Young and Reckless t-shirt. I remember picking out the outfit.
Love that.
Yeah, khaki shorts.
Not the khaki shorts.
Literally, it was so bad.
Khaki shorts is like your bi.
It was so bad. I mean, I was 11. I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, that was how I came out. And everyone just kind of knew. I think it literally made regional news in Huntington Beach. I grew up in a very conservative...
It made regional news. What, like a young boy comes out as gay?
A little gay boy over here.
Oh my God.
But it was just kind of like the talk of the town. Everyone knew. And then I think as I grew up, that was already a part of my identity. So it was never something that I was battling with.
That's great.
It's such a different way than I feel like a lot of the LGBTQ creators, like they talk about being, you know, hiding who they were for so long. Right. I'm very fortunate to just live authentically all the way, like from 7th grade on.
That's really powerful. Like
it's been crazy.
That's really powerful. Just like speaks like masses about like yourself. Like
I just never cared. I was like, work.
That's literally amazing. I came out when I was like, I think I went through puberty at like 16 years old, super late.
Okay.
I came out when I was like 18.
Okay. And I feel like that's pretty normal for a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, there's people that come out at like 20, 30, 40, whatever. But I feel like I wasn't comfortable like even saying on social media that I was like gay until like maybe a year or 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I feel like just social media in general has like made me a lot more comfortable about it.
Totally. That's amazing. I mean, my boyfriend didn't come out until I was 21, pretty much. So I think you come out when you're safe and when you're ready. Right. I was ready when I was a little boy.
11 years old.
Yeah. So I think I just don't have that learned experience of, you know, really like repressing myself. I always just was like, this is what it is. Take it or leave it, you know?
And I think it's so important that like we kind of have these platforms to advocate, like, you know, like telling people that it's okay, or like, you know, like LGBTQ plus youth are like so disproportionately affected by like depression and mental health, especially trans kids. It's just like having role models like you, for example, it's just like so powerful because it like just lets people know like, oh, I can be gay and I can be successful, or I can be gay and I can have a boyfriend. Or
and I think just people watching that, especially my audience being so young and just being able to see that I still go through a day to day, I still have like X, Y, and Z like everyone else. It not only like humanizes LGBTQ people, but I think it shows that you can still do 100%. The same things that everyone else does.
Yeah, I mean, there's like such a stigma behind it. It's like people need to chill.
We're so fortunate to live in LA, but I've traveled to other places.
Wyoming.
I lived in Utah for 3 months, and it is.
Was it hard there?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, this outfit that I'm wearing, I'm in a cute little tank top right now. If I wore this to Target in Utah, do you imagine how many people are just staring at you up and down the aisle, you know? It was very isolating and very different. It was a very humbling experience, I think. I've always grown up in California, so it's just like, it's not like dangerous to wear a tank top or a crop top.
But you definitely have to think about it in other places.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that was a very interesting experience.
Well, do you have any other cool opportunities coming up or anything you want to announce?
Something that is definitely happening is I'm returning to YouTube finally. So that'll be fun. I feel like all my content is just like shorter content. Like I think a minute is the longest video I've produced in the last 3 years.
On YouTube?
Yeah, like no, just in life. Okay. Like a TikTok is like a minute long at the maximum. So for me to produce longer content, I think it's going to be exciting. I'm ready for it. You see even more of me. You're welcome.
Before we finish, is there anything you want to add or that I haven't asked?
Oh my gosh. Not really.
It's like a very journalism question.
I know. Gosh. No, I feel like we hit pretty much all of it. I'm just excited to, you know, I took this leap literally a couple weeks ago to just be full time. So I'm really excited to see what I can do with this opportunity.
You're at the very beginning of your your professional career.
It's so crazy to say. I mean, like,
it's
you have
exciting.
Nothing else to fall back
It's scary. Yeah, but like every 20 something year old, you know, like after college, you make that risk. And then if it doesn't work, you change around.
I love it.
We're lucky that we're like young.
We're so lucky.
Yeah. Do you want to drop your social media handles for everyone to go to?
I am Shea Durazzo on everything. SHEA DURAZZO on literally every platform. I just got verified on Snapchat. Yes, on Ask FM.
Really? Okay.
But yeah, it's always just Shea Durazzo. That's so funny that you say that though, because when we were like young, they're like, don't make your name your like email or whatever. It's like, don't do that. And I was like, I'm doing it. And it's kind of paid off because now no one else has the name.
Yeah.
But yes, that's everything. YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram. I'm everywhere and everywhere all at once.
Well, I wish I had my same username for everything. The podcast is Gen Me Podcast on Instagram and TikTok, and you could hear us on Spotify, Apple Music, etc. And then my personal on TikTok is Daniel.Dana, and my Instagram is DanaDaniel33. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you had a very insightful listening and watching experience. Thank you, Shea, so much.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I had such a good time. And
let's do this again sometime.
Period. This same time next week.
I'm here. You have to bring this.
And bring Spotify.
Yes, let's do it.
All right. Bye, guys. And stay tuned for the next episode.